Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville from the state of Alabama was recently called out by his own brother Charles Tuberville on Facebook because Charles wanted everybody in Alabama and apparently across the country to know that he does not share his brother's racist views of the United States. Here is what Charles Tuberville, the good Tuberville, we'll just call him that from now on. Here's what the good Tuberville had to say on Facebook. I'll try and make this brief. As some of you know, my brother Tommy Tuberville is the senior U.S. Senator from the state of Alabama, elected in 2021. Due to recent statements by him promoting racial stereotypes, white nationalism, and other various controversial topics, I feel compelled to distance myself from his ignorant, hateful rants. What I'm trying to say is that I do not agree with any of the vile rhetoric coming out of his mouth. Please don't confuse my brother with me. Thanks, Charles Tuberville. Or, again, the good Tuberville. Well, what exactly has Tommy Tuberville, the apparently senior Republican senator from Alabama who's only been in office for 2 years, what has he been doing recently that is causing his own brother to say, hey, I don't share the hateful, vile views of my brother? Well, for starters, just about a week or so ago, Senator Tuberville was asked about white nationalism and white nationalists in the United States military, which, according to the military, is a growing problem. We have a very real problem of racist extremists enlisting in the United States military. But Senator Tuberville said, well, they call them that. I call them Americans. Good old-fashioned patriotic Americans who happen to be racist, right? But hey, they're still Americans and we still love them. No, you don't have to love white nationalists, by the way. You do not have to love racists. You simply don't. I mean, you don't have to stand up for them either, Tommy. You could have said, yes, it's a problem. Extremism is a problem, and we'll look into it. I'm a senator. I can look into this. Hey, I've got a job now that's not coaching football, which I wasn't very good at to begin with. But yeah, we can look into that. Thank you for your question. That's how you should have responded. But instead, you said, well, I just call them Americans. Good old American patriots. So what if they hate the black folk and the Hispanic folk, right? No, that actually is a major, major problem, Tommy. A problem that you, as a senator, should be addressing instead of making excuses for. Tuberville has also suggested that the reason Democrats favor reparations for African Americans is, of course, because Democrats are soft on crime, which by implication shows us that Tommy Tuberville thinks pretty much all crime is committed by black people, which of course is statistically not true, but that is apparently what Tuberville believes. The bad Tuberville, not the good Tuberville. And of course, most recently, while speaking with Donald Trump Jr. on his podcast, Tommy Tuberville said this: the COVID really brought it out how bad our schools are and how bad our teachers are in the inner city. Most of them in the inner city, I don't know how they got degrees, to be honest with you. I don't know whether they can read and write. Now, some of y'all might not be happy that I'm using that accent, but that actually is what Senator Tuberville sounds like. And honestly, being somebody who was born and raised in the American South, it's okay for me to use that accent, especially when I'm poking fun at a clearly blatant racist like Tommy Tuberville, saying that inner city teachers don't even know how to read and write. Why don't you just say what you're thinking, Tommy? Why don't you just say black people can't read? That's what you want to say, Senator Tuberville, isn't it? That's why your own brother, your own family had to come out and say, this guy sucks. Please do not associate me with him. That's what your brother had to do, similar to what Paul Gosar's family had to do when it was revealed, obviously, that this guy is a huge racist and he's even got a white nationalist on staff. His family came out and said, we want nothing to do with Gosar. Our brother is basically a lost cause, is what they, not word for word. That's basically what they said in the last election. So now we have another Republican whose own family has had to come out and be like, yep, dude's kind of racist. How many more Republican lawmakers' siblings Do we need to come forward to say, hey, sorry about my lawmaker Republican brother, but he's a racist? How many more are we going to see? Honest to God, 2 is too many. 1 is too many. But I'm afraid we probably haven't heard the last of Republican lawmakers' siblings having to apologize for their racist brothers. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.